My girlfriend said, "I'm subletting your guest room on Airbnb. We need the cash." Without asking me. It was my house. I replied, entrepreneurial thinking. Then I canceled every booking, refunded the guests, removed her from my property access, and changed the alarm code. When the first guest arrived to a locked door, original post, I, 32 male, bought my house 4 years ago. 3-bed, 2-bath, small backyard, detached garage. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I put 15% down from savings I'd built over 8 years of working in logistics management. My mortgage is $1,740 a month. My name, my deed, my insurance, my property taxes, my everything. My girlfriend and I have been together about 18 months. She moved in with me 7 months ago. We had a clear conversation before she moved in about expectations. She pays $600 a month towards shared expenses, groceries, utilities, streaming, that kind of stuff. Not rent. I was clear about that. This is my house. She's not on a mortgage or the deed, and I didn't want to create a landlord-tenant complication. The $600 was a contribution to shared living costs. She agreed, said it was more than fair since her last apartment was $1,150 a month. She works as an event coordinator for a catering company. It's seasonal, busy in spring and summer, slower in fall, dead in winter. She makes decent money during peak months, but her income fluctuates a lot. This becomes important. Now the guest room. It's the 3rd bedroom, the one at the end of the hall. I use it as a guest room for when my brother visits from out of state, which is maybe 4 or 5 times a year. It's got a queen bed, a dresser, and nightstand. Simple but nice. Clean sheets, fresh towels. I keep it ready because my brother tends to book last-minute flights and just show up. About a month ago, middle of January, we're sitting on the couch on a Sunday evening. She's scrolling her phone. Out of nowhere. Her. "So I listed your guest room on Airbnb." Not, "I was thinking about listing." Not, "How would you feel if?" She listed it. Past tense. Done deal. Me what? Her, the guest room. It's just sitting there empty most of the time. I figure we can make some extra income. I already set up the listing with photos and a description and everything. We got our first booking next weekend. A couple from out of state, 2 nights, $135 a night. I looked at her. She was smiling. Like she just told me she'd organized the pantry or found a coupon for pizza. Me. "You listed a room in my house on Airbnb." Without asking me. Her. "I wanted to surprise you. We need the extra cash. My hours are slow right now, and this could bring in like $1,500 to $2,000 a month." Me. "We need the cash." Her. "Well, yeah. Bills don't pay themselves." Me. "Which bills?" "I pay the mortgage, insurance, and property taxes. You pay $600 for shared expenses. What bills are you struggling with?" Her. "I have my own bills. Credit card, car payment, phone. And I want to start saving for some things. This would really help. So let me decode this." She listed a room in my house on her personal Airbnb account to cover her personal expenses. The "we need cash" was really, "I need cash in your house as a spare room I'd like to monetize." I took a breath, looked at the TV, looked back at her. Me. Entrepreneurial thinking. She beamed. "Right? I knew you'd get it." I did get it. I got it completely. I waited until she went to bed that night. Then I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and did some research. First, I looked at my homeowner's insurance policy. There was a specific clause about short-term rentals. If I allowed paying guests in my home without notifying the insurer and purchasing additional coverage, any claim related to those guests, injury, property damage, liability, would be denied. And if they found out I'd been hosting without disclosure, they could cancel my policy entirely. That's my home's insurance. Gone. Because my girlfriend wanted to make rent money off strangers sleeping in my house. Second, I checked my HOA covenants. Yep, there it was. Section 12, subsection C. Short-term rentals of less than 30 days are prohibited without written board approval. Violation penalty, $250 per occurrence, escalating to $500, then potential lien on the property. My property, not hers. Third, I logged into Airbnb and searched for my address. Sure enough, there it was. Cozy private room in a quiet neighborhood, close to downtown. She'd use photos of the guest room, including one that showed my hallway with family photos on the wall. She'd listed it under her name. The price was $135 per night, with a $40 cleaning fee. She'd already accepted 3 bookings, one for that coming weekend, one for the following Wednesday through Friday, and one for a full week in February. Total incoming revenue, roughly $1,890. Going into her Airbnb account. Not mine. I screenshot everything. The listing, the bookings, the pricing, the photos. Then I screenshot my insurance clause and my HOA covenant. Saved it all in a folder on my desktop. Monday morning after she left for work, I did 4 things. 1. I contacted every booked guest through the Airbnb platform. I used her login. She'd left it open on the shared iPad. I sent each guest a polite message explaining that the listing had been made in error, the property was not authorized for short-term rentals, and their booking was being canceled with a full refund. I apologized for the inconvenience. 2. I canceled all 3 bookings and processed the refunds. Every dollar back to the guests. 3. I changed the code on my front door smart lock and my garage keypad. I also changed the alarm system code and removed her as an authorized user on the alarm app. 4. I called my HOA management company and filed a preemptive report stating that a listing had been made without my knowledge or consent and that I had canceled it immediately upon discovery. I wanted it on record that I acted in good faith. The HOA manager thanked me and said they'd note the file as resolved. Then I went to work. At 4:15 p.m., my phone buzzed. The door code isn't working. Hello. The alarm is going off and I can't turn it off. What is happening? I called her. Hey, sorry about the alarm. I changed the codes today. I'll come let you in when I get home. Why would you change the codes without telling me? I'll explain when I get home. I'm standing outside. It's January. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Sit in your car. The heat works. I got home at 4:45. She was sitting in her car in the driveway with her arms crossed and the engine running. I walked to the front door, punched in the new code, disarmed the alarm, and held the door open. She stormed past me. What the hell is going on? I canceled your Airbnb bookings. All 3 of them. Refunded the guests. And I removed your access to the house security systems. She stared at me like I'd told her I sold the house. You what? You can't do that. Those were confirmed bookings. People are counting on those reservations. People were counting on sleeping in my house that you listed without my permission in violation of my HOA covenants and my insurance policy. If a guest got hurt in this house, my insurance would deny the claim and I'd be personally liable. If the HOA found out, I'd be fined and potentially liened. You risked my property without asking me. I was trying to help. You were trying to make money off my house into your account without telling me, asking me, or considering the legal consequences. Our house. I live here. You contribute $600 a month to shared expenses. Your name isn't on anything. Not the mortgage, not the deed, not the insurance. This is my house, and you don't get to run a business out of it without my knowledge. I can't believe you're being like this. And I can't believe you photographed my hallway and put it on the internet for strangers to see so you could make $135 a night. She went to the bedroom and slammed the door. I made dinner. For 1. Update 1. 5 days later. Tuesday was tense. We barely spoke. She slept in the bed. I took the couch. My choice. I needed space to think, and frankly, I wasn't sure I wanted to be in the same room yet. Wednesday, she tried a different approach. She came home from work with takeout from my favorite Thai place. Sat on the table, lit a candle, sat down across from me with that look people give when they're about to have a productive conversation. Can we please talk about this like adults? Sure. I understand you were upset. I should have asked first. I admit that. But your reaction was extreme. You changed the locks on me. You locked me out of the house in January. That's not how you treat someone you love. I changed the digital codes. I came home and let you in within 30 minutes. You sat in a heated car. Let's not rewrite this like I put you on the street. It felt like that. And finding out a stranger was going to sleep in my house this weekend felt like a violation. So I guess we both had feelings. Her, I said I was sorry. Me, you actually didn't. You said you should have asked first. That's not the same thing. She paused, opened a container of pad thai, took a breath. Her, okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have listed the room without asking. But can we talk about the idea itself? Because the income would really help. Me, no. Her, you won't even discuss it? Me, the idea violates my HOA and my insurance. Even if I wanted to do it, which I don't, I need board approval, supplemental insurance coverage, and probably an LLC for liability. You didn't research any of that. You just took photos and put up a listing. Her, so if we got the approvals. Me, I don't want strangers in my house. Full stop. That's my answer. It was my answer before you asked, and it's my answer now. She ate in silence for about 5 minutes. Then, her, I feel like you don't care about my financial situation at all. Me, I reduced your housing costs by over $500 a month by letting you move in. Before me, you were paying $1,150 in rent. Now you pay $600 towards shared expenses. I've saved you roughly $3,850 in the 7 months you've lived here. I care about your financial situation. What I don't accept is you solving your problems by monetizing my assets without consent. She didn't have a response to that. We finished dinner in silence. Thursday, her cousin called me. I'd met her cousin maybe 3 times. She's the family connector, the one who knows everyone's business and manages everyone's feelings. Very friendly, very involved. Her cousin, hey, I heard you guys are going through it. She's really torn up. She told me you changed the locks and locked her out and won't let her contribute to the household. Classic. Watch the reframing in real time. Change the locks and won't let her contribute versus cancel the legal Airbnb listings and said no to subletting my guest room. Me, that's not what happened. She listed a room in my house on Airbnb without telling me, in violation of my HOA and insurance. I canceled it. The locks are digital codes that I changed for security. She has the new code now and comes and goes freely. Long pause. Her cousin, she didn't mention the Airbnb part. Me, I'm sure she didn't. Her cousin, okay, that's different. I'm going to stay out of this. Me, appreciated. Friday night, she dropped the real bomb. We were watching TV, or pretending to, when she said, her, I talked to my mom. She thinks I should be on the deed. I muted the TV. Me, excuse me. Her, if we're living together and building a life together, my mom says I should have some ownership stake in the house. For protection. Me, protection from what? Her, from exactly this. You changing locks, making decisions without me, treating the house like it's only yours. Me, it is only mine. I bought it 4 years ago. You moved in 7 months ago. We're not married. You don't pay rent. Your mom wants me to put you on the deed of a house you have no financial stake in. Her, I contribute. Me, $600 a month toward groceries and utilities is not a financial stake in a $320,000 property. Her, so I'm just what? A guest? In my own home. Me, you're my girlfriend who lives with me. That's not a small thing, but it's also not a deed. She turned the TV off and went to the bedroom. I heard her on the phone with her mom for about 40 minutes. The walls aren't thick. I caught fragments. He won't listen. He thinks he owns everything. I know, Mom. Saturday morning, she was gone by the time I woke up. Left a note on the counter, staying at my mom's for the weekend. We need to figure this out, or I'm done. I read the note, made coffee, sat on my porch in the cold, and drank it. Then I went inside and started boxing up her stuff from the guest room. Because somewhere between the Airbnb listing and the deed demand, I'd realized this wasn't a miscommunication. This was a pattern. Update 2. 9 days later. She came back Sunday evening. I was at the kitchen table. Her boxes were stacked neatly in the guest room. Not everything, just the stuff she'd spread into that room. Her yoga mat, her extra clothes, some storage bins of seasonal stuff she'd moved in. She saw the boxes through the open door. Her, what is this? Me, I think you should move out. She set her bag down very slowly. Her, because of the Airbnb thing. Me, because of all of it. The listing without asking. The refusal to understand why that was a problem. The demand to be on my deed after 7 months. Telling your cousin, I lock you out. Having your mom coach you into asking for equity in a house you don't pay the mortgage on. My mom was trying to help me. Your mom was trying to help you gain legal leverage on a property you have no claim to. That's not help. That's strategy. So now my mom's the villain? Your mom told you to ask for deed access to a house you've lived in for 7 months and paid $0 a mortgage on. You could decide what to call that. She sat down across from me, and then she did something I wasn't expecting. She got calm. Not fake calm. Real calm. Resigned, almost. I knew this was coming. Then why did you push it? Because I'm tired of feeling like a visitor. I've been here 7 months, and nothing is mine. Nothing has my name on it. I can't even change the thermostat app without your password. You never asked me for the thermostat password. I would have given it to you. It's not about the thermostat. It's about feeling like I have a place here. Like I matter. And look, I heard her. That part one understood. Feeling unmoored in someone else's space is real. But the Airbnb listing wasn't about belonging. The deed demand wasn't about feeling valued. Those were power moves disguised as vulnerability. And mixing up the two was how she'd been operating this entire time. I hear you. And I should have done more to make you feel at home. But listing a room in my house for profit without telling me, and then asking for deed access when I pushed back, those aren't about belonging. Those are about control. And I'm not okay with it. So what? I just pack up and leave? After everything? I'll give you 2 weeks. That's reasonable and legal. I won't rush you. But yeah, I think this needs to end. She stood up. No tears. No yelling. She just said, fine. I'll be out by the end of the month. Then she went to the bedroom and closed the door quietly. I thought that was the end. It was not. Tuesday, I got a certified letter in the mail from a legal aid office. My girlfriend had apparently gone to a free legal clinic and gotten someone to send me a letter asserting that she had established tenants' rights through 7 months of residency and regular financial contributions, and that I could not unilaterally evict her without proper notice under my state's landlord-tenant statutes. Tenants' rights. For $600 a month in grocery and utility contributions. In a house she'd moved into as my girlfriend with 0 lease agreement. I call my buddy from college who practices real estate law. He wasn't my attorney officially, but he gave me 30 minutes of straight talk. Technically, she might have a point about establishing residency. In your state, if someone lives somewhere for more than 30 days and receives mail there, they can claim tenant status even without a formal lease. You're kidding. Nope. It's designed to protect people from being thrown out with no notice. The good news is, you already gave her 2 weeks. As long as you formalize that with a written notice and she's out within the statutory window, you're fine. If she refuses to leave after the notice period, then you'd have to go through formal eviction, which takes about 30 to 45 days in your state. She could stay in my house for 45 more days even though she has no lease. Technically, yes. Welcome to tenant protection law. I went home, typed up a formal written notice giving her until the end of the month, 17 days, to vacate. I dated it, signed it, made 2 copies, and handed one to her that evening. She took it, looked at it, and said, my legal advisor said I can stay up to 45 days. Your legal advisor told you that you could fight it and delay. That's different from having a right to stay. You have no lease. You pay no rent. The $600 you contribute is documented as shared living expenses. I've given you 17 days of written notice, which exceeds the minimum in our state. If you want to fight it and make both of us miserable for 45 days while I file formal eviction paperwork, that's your choice. But at the end of it, you're still leaving. She looked at the letter, then at me. You'd actually evict me? Like a stranger. You try to rent my house to strangers. You demanded deed access through your mother. You sent a legal letter asserting tenants' rights against your own boyfriend. We stopped being in a relationship 3 legal maneuvers ago. She didn't say anything. Wednesday, her mom called. I answered because I wanted this done. Her mom, you should be ashamed. Throwing a woman out on the street in winter. She has an apartment she can return to. Her old roommate confirmed there's still a room available. She also has your house. She has options. I've given her 17 days written notice, and I'm following every legal requirement. Her mom, you think you're so smart with your codes and your notices. She gave you 7 months of her life. Me, and I save her about $3,850 in housing costs during those 7 months. I'd say we're square. Her mom, you're heartless. Me, I'm a homeowner protecting my property. If that looks heartless from where you're standing, adjust the angle. She hung up. The next 12 days were awkward but functional. She slept in the guest room. I slept in the master. We operated on separate schedules. She packed slowly. I didn't rush her, didn't hover, didn't comment. I just let the calendar do its work. Her cousin tried one more time, to her credit. Her cousin, is there really no way to fix this? Me, she listed my house on Airbnb without telling me, asked for deed access after 7 months, lawyered up when I asked her to move out, and her mom called me heartless. At what point does fixing it become my responsibility? Her cousin, fair point. Last Saturday, she loaded the last of her stuff into her car and her mom's SUV. It took 3 trips. I helped carry boxes because I'm not going to stand there and watch someone struggle with a dresser drawer, regardless of how we ended. On the last trip, she stood in the driveway. Her mom was in the car, engine running, pointedly not looking at me. Her, I really did love you. Me, I know. I loved you too. That's not what broke this. Her, what broke it then? Me, you saw something that was mine and decided it was ours. Then when I disagreed, you escalated until you ran out of moves. That's not partnership. That's acquisition. She didn't respond. Got in her mom's car. They drove off. I went inside, closed the door, reset the alarm. New code, just the default. I'd pick something permanent later. I walked down the hall to the guest room. It was empty. Stripped bed, open closet, vacuum lines on the carpet for where she'd cleaned before leaving. That was considerate. Actually, small thing, but I noticed. I made the bed with fresh sheets, fluffed the pillows, put out clean towels. Then I texted my brother. Me, guest room's open if you want to visit. My brother, about time. I'll be there next weekend. I'm bringing bourbon. Me, bring the good stuff. My brother, always do. I sat on the couch that evening in a house that was fully mine again. Quiet in a way that was partly peaceful and partly empty. The thermostat was set where I wanted it. The alarm code was one only I knew. The guest room was a guest room again, not a revenue stream, not a negotiation piece, not a battleground. My mortgage payment came out on the 1st, same as always. $1,740. Just my name, same as always. The Airbnb listing was gone. I'd had her account deactivated through the platform by reporting the listing as unauthorized. They took it down within 48 hours. No trace of it. I checked my HOA account. Clean. No violations, no fines. The preemptive report I'd filed saved me. Documentation always saves you. The insurance policy I double-checked too. Still active, still valid, still covering exactly what it should. No guests, no claims, no gaps. All because I caught it before the first stranger ever put a key in my door. She texted me once, about a week after moving out. Just one message. Her, I still think we could have worked it out if you'd been willing to compromise. I read it, thought about it, then typed back. Me, compromise requires 2 people discussing something before it happens. You skipped that part. Good luck with everything. She didn't reply. I don't expect her to. The bourbon my brother brought was Woodford Reserve. We drank it on the back porch Saturday night, him sitting in the chair she used to sit in, neither of us mentioning it. My brother, house looks good. Me, thanks. Just had some unauthorized renovations reversed. He laughed. I laughed. We didn't need to explain it.